Hello, Gilberts. Welcome to my gym in my home. And tonight it comes with a question. Are you ready to relaunch yourself? How? So I'm going to talk about two different scenarios. Joining a new company or relaunching yourself in your existing company. And for those of you that do not know me, I've been involved in network marketing now for over, it was going on 41 years now. And I started in this business totally broke. Sold a junk truck to get started, put $200 into my business, and the last 28 years been full-time in network marketing. You know, if you have to work, there's no place like home. So I'm going to acknowledge some incredible people joining. John Johnson, nice to see you, my friend. I'm a little late going tonight. What can I say, you know? Catching up in the gym. Jeanette, good to see you. Thank you. And Odette from the Philippines, good morning. And Flavio in the country of Ecuador. Nice to see you. Rocio in that foreign country called California. Nice to see you. Lisa in Florida. Good to see you. And Cindy, where are you from? I forgot. Anyway, and then Susanna from Tokyo. Nice to see you. Tokyo, Japan. And who else? We got George and then Morag from where? Oh, the Philippines as well. Nice to see you. Good morning. John Perez in Miami. Wow, he's not on the beach, man. John is at his desk. Man, when I grow up, I want to have the life of John Perez. What can I say? Good to see you, John. Hope you're doing well, man. I hope everyone is doing great today. And Cindy says she's from New Jersey. Okay, sound great. Nice to see you, Cindy. George, of course. Spanish translation will be on Facebook. Okay, there you go. There's a link. If you want to share that with your Spanish teammates, you can do that. Tatiana in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, 4 hours from me. Okay, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. June Bible, good morning in the country of the Philippines. Good to see you. Yeah, that's right. It is good to see people all around the world on this call. John says it's not snowing yet. I don't know that it's ever snowed in Miami, has it? Anyway, yeah. I don't mind warm weather after I get tired of cold weather. Ray, good to see you in the Philippines. Got Filipinos showing up, man. So that's awesome. They're starting their morning right. So here's the thing. We're going to talk about, are you ready to relaunch yourself? And it's two different scenarios. So the first scenario being that relaunching yourself in the sense of joining a new company. That's first scenario. The second scenario is relaunching yourself in your existing company. How could you relaunch yourself? So we're talking about that. So why don't we talk about the first scenario, okay? And the first scenario is starting in a new company. Starting over is not easy. And I've been through, 10 companies before my last company. So I had to relaunch. There are a lot of relaunches, you know. So it's like that. It really is. And here's the thing. Every time you do it, it gets harder. It does get harder. Because some of the people that was with you in the former company, if you've gone through that too many times, then you lose influence and nobody wants to go with you, even if you found the pot of gold. I mean, you can take pictures of it, right? Or do a video of it, send it to them, say, I found it, man, it's right here. All you got to do is come up the mountain. No, I'm still hurt. I can't get over what happened. I'm still hurt. You know, okay. So, and that's what happens. So then you want to throw all these people on your back. That's what I always did, you know. Leave no man behind, you know. You coming with me? Even if you don't want to come, you know. Because I found the one, you know. So the thing is, again, every time you move to another one, you diminish your ability to influence people. And that's why we have this saying, yesterday's heroes are today's zeros, because they have zero influence. In network marketing, influence is everything. It's everything. In leadership, it's nothing but influence. So that's the reason why it's very important not to be a hopper. So in no way am I encouraging people to be hoppers, okay? I'm simply talking tonight about when you relaunch into a new network marketing company, leaving your old, you know, we're going to talk about that. And just understand that it's sometimes it's not easy. So I can tell you from experience, that happened to me 22 years ago. And when I was in, like I said, I went through some companies that did not work out. And then finally I found the one that did at the time, 22 years ago, right? I found the one. And so then but when I got some phone calls, I was actually resistant to it because I was still licking my wounds from the last one that didn't work. And the thing was, I remember when I was very interested, I had this thing called approach avoidance. Approach avoidance. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? Had those feelings before? That's when you want to do something, but you want to avoid it like it's a disease, like it's, COVID, right? So that's the way I felt. And so I can remember that even though I had discussions with who would be my future sponsor, I remember I had lived in this house. It was built in 1860. So I would go out and I would just start painting the house. Just start painting the house. It's a big house, right? And so Greek revival house, big house, one with pillars out front, like Gone with the Wind, right? Anyway, so I'm out just painting. And all I can do when I'm painting is thinking, I hate network marketing. All these owners are dogs. They all lie. We build it, they destroy it. And that's all. And that was really positive stuff, right? So I'm out there just painting, thinking all that. In the meantime, my future sponsors call me saying, hey, are you ready to get going? No, I'm still painting. How long are you going to be painting? It's a big house. They call and call and call and call. And that's why you never give up on people, okay? And by the way, that was in the month of December. So if you think people won't look at your business in the month of December, don't think that way, okay? Really, seriously. That was the month I made a decision. And so finally, I like I said, I had this approach avoidance. And finally I said, okay, let's just do it. Screw it and do it. Screw it and do it. Just do it. So got off my ladder, went upstairs, closed the door, and I started. And that's it. So that's really the first thing, that is to launch yourself into a new company is really, is get yourself ready to do it. Now, number one, you want to slow down before you make before you sign the paper. Of course, we used to say sign the paper. Now you don't. You just get on electronically and do it, right? But here's the thing, search for the right sponsor. That's going to be the first step. If you're going to launch into a new company, you found a company you like, you're hot about this company or product, whatever, find the right sponsor. Now, here's what a lot of people want to do. They want to go to the top dog. I'm going to go to the top dog because the top dog knows everything. That's the reason why he makes most of the money, because he's the top dog, right? No, you don't want to do that. And you do not base the criteria of finding a good sponsor on how much money they make. And they might be a very good mentor, they might. But if they're never available for you, what good is it? What good is it to you? Because you're going to probably need some help. Isn't that true? So that's the thing. Now you could try to go out and find some good mentors, just, whatever, and you could do that. How would you like to get Eric Worre as a mentor? How much would that cost you? $100,000, okay, for so many sessions. Ray Higdon, same thing, okay. Or you can find some people who are people that are very, very good mentors and leaders. They're just what you need in that company, but they're available to you. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to build it for you, right? I know nobody on this call would think that, but they're available. Availability is more important than ability. Availability is more important than ability. So the top dog can have all the ability, but if he's not available, he's not available. The mentor can have all the ability, but if he's not affordable, he's not affordable for you. Okay? What you're looking for is somebody that has the skill set and they're willing to give you your time. That's the important thing. And that's the thing I want you to understand is that's what you're looking for. So you started off by finding the right sponsor. And that's the key thing. So number two is make sure that they have the right team culture, the right system. Make sure that, and you'll know because, for example, if you do some homework on rank positions in that company, if this person that you're looking at has a significant rank, doesn't have to be the top rank, but a significant rank, then how many people in their team are doing well? That's going to be an indicator that they have something very good going on, that they have a system. So here's the step 3 is when you launch your business, do it with speed. I went from 8 to faint. That is 8 in the morning till I faint. I hit it for 90 days. If you want to get my book, Reaching the Peak, it's on Amazon. I talk about my 90-day plan in that book. And that's the thing that I did. I said, I want to have a story. I want to create my story. So I'm going to have a 90 days. Is it going to be interesting, the story? Or is it going to be blah? I mean, like, okay, nothing much happened, but it was okay. I got some money. I got, made $1,000. No way, man. I mean, you're going to supercharge, you're going to run like a tiger's on your butt. Okay, and that's the way you're going to treat your 90 days. And you're going to be very, very possessive about who gets your time. And the only thing that's going to get your time is this: people that you prospect, people that you sponsor. That's it. And people in your team. That's it. You can talk to your wife now and then, in the 90-day plan. Okay, she can have you after 90 days, guys. Or girls, your husband. You probably ought to announce that before you start your 90-day plan so they'll understand why you're so busy. It's always smart to do. Okay? Number 4 is you're going to go back to making a list. I don't care if you put it on an Excel spreadsheet or if you put it on a paper tablet. It doesn't matter to me. But you need to make a list of people. That means an unprejudiced list that you do not discriminate anyone just because they're successful and they make a lot of money. Don't go after easy because easy doesn't pay. Easy will get you nowhere. So I want you to make a list. Empty your head out. And then number 5, know and use the tools. It really bothers me when I see companies with too many videos. They got all these videos, but nobody knows the video. What is the video? You want to show them the business? What is the video? Oh, we got at least 8 videos, 8 good videos. I don't want 8 good videos. I want the video. 1. There's only 1. Now, that's the opportunity. Now, if you got one on the product too, okay. That's it. And only one for the product. I don't want 20 videos about the product. Because what is the enemy of duplication? Complexity. And that's just what people hate. Because they need to have stored in their phone, in their notes, what are the links? And it only should be a couple, no more than 2. You know, as far as videos. And if you got a PDF, okay, fine. That's fine. But don't start hammering people with a bunch of links and then they're like, oh my gosh, I'll never have time to look at all this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so what are the tools? And then 6 is that don't be afraid to use the phone. So many people out there have got it all down to text messaging. You're going to relaunch your business. If you think that you're going to develop relationships, find great leaders, and just do it through Facebook Messenger, you're dreaming, okay? Get them on the phone. You got a prospect list. You got some people that you know. You got people that on your list maybe that when you originally prospected them for your previous company that they were too busy. They had something going on, or you know, just it was bad timing, whatever. I mean, that's what I did. When I my first 90 days, I went right back to my old list. Now I did some advertising too. But I'm just saying, I went right back to that list and I started calling people. So just seeing where they were at, seeing if they were open, and that was it. But that's what you want to do is get on the phone. And again, watch your tonality, that's really important. Your tonality, your demeanor when you talk to people, very important. So pay attention to that. Not hypey, not salesy, just, and then when you get them on the phone, if again, depending on how well you know them, just ask them how their family's doing and everything. I was talking to a friend in the UK tonight, and I didn't even know, he's down with COVID, man. And he's had a rough, a rough experience with it. So just seeing how he's doing and all that. I haven't talked to him in a while. Okay, so that's the other thing. Get them on the phone. And then 7, make sure that you let the tools do the talking. If you're prospecting a lot of people not getting results, it only means you're talking too much. That's the reason why a professional video presentation was put on video, was so you wouldn't talk. I'm telling you the truth. Because I know what happens is that out of the fear of losing people, we think that, if we just pour more information that comes out of our mouth, that we're going to get them. We're not going to get them. Because they're going to think, oh man, I don't want to repeat this. Okay, so that's it. So make sure the tools are doing, and then step 8, ask them to either join as a customer or as a business partner with you. Number 9, make sure that you take time for personal growth. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot take people to a place you haven't been. You have to be the leader of personal growth to your team. And the most important thing you can do is get them to act out your growth by sharing what you're learning. Most important. And then your team is really going to do great. And then the other thing other than that is make sure that you're getting on your training calls with your upline, your new upline in your company. So we talked about that. Now that's if you're going to go after a new company, right? Now I want to say one thing too, and that is this, that keep this in mind. Before you join a new company, I want you to look at your motivation and your reasons why. Again, if you got an upline that's trashing you, they're a bunch of dogs, leave them. Don't blame me. I don't want to make them any money. Okay? On the other hand, if you're making a significant amount of money, just block them in Facebook, block them to Armageddon. I mean, so they won't see anything, okay? And that's it. But if that's not the case, then I understand. But if it's because you're not having results, it's very important to ask yourself why. Because I don't want you taking the old you into your new company, because you're going to get the same results. And then you're going to say network marketing doesn't work, which a lot of naysayers out there do that. I don't want you doing that. So the important thing is, and I went through this. Okay, when I went through some bad company experiences, companies that didn't work out, I just looked in the mirror and I said, you know what, Jeff, you don't work. It's not that network marketing doesn't work. You don't work. because you didn't do your homework. You should have studied, researched about these owners. You should have studied the compensation plan better, or the product, whatever the thing is. But a lot of the times they just got back to the owners. The people simply did not know what they were doing. They had no business being in business. So then I learned how to do my homework better. So with yourself, then pay attention to that. And then just ask yourself, okay, I'm not getting results. Things aren't working, but why are they not working? Did you really put in the time? Did you really do the follow-up with people? I'm saying when you gave them information, was it 3 months later you finally followed up with them? Or 3 weeks later? See, you got to look at what you're doing. Because if you take that into the new company, you'll fail there too. So that's the important thing. Now let's talk about, relaunching you, because that's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. And so why do a relaunch if you're in an existing company? So you're not going to go after a new company, okay? You love your company, you love your product, but you haven't had the success, that you wanted. Now, here's what I want you to understand. When you relaunch you probably need to relaunch not just you, but you need to relaunch your team. Because if you're doing it wrong, unfortunately, you probably duplicated yourself into others, and they're doing it wrong. Again, it's not your fault if you're doing things wrong, okay? I went through this too. Keep in mind, most of us were sponsored by people who didn't know what they were doing. It's not their fault. It's like having parents that had bad parents who had bad parents, right? All right, so, but the thing about it is, now you want to do it differently. And here's the thing. Now you did an honest assessment of what you weren't doing right, and now you're ready to do it right. You found out maybe by talking to others, maybe somebody in the upline, maybe somebody in your sideline, other team leaders, found out what they were doing, what was working. Oh, wow, that's really good. That's working. I can do that. Things like that. That's what you want to look for on the relaunch. Because what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same things over and over again and expecting what? Different results. No, we'll never get different results. Time does not fix that. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And here's the thing. If throwing more time in a system that is either unpopular or ineffective will never change the outcome, that it becomes positive, that you're going to grow, that you're going to do well. It's not going to happen. We have to get real with those things. And uplines will tell people that, or just give them more time. Okay, I'm going to give him more time. Yeah, I'm going to give him more time. Yeah, you give him more time. 3 months later, it's not working. Just give him more time. You just give him more. Okay, I'm going to give him more time. You're only going to do that so many times, you're going to collapse and die, okay? And your people are too. Then you need to look at what you're doing and say, okay, it's time to tweak it. And I can't think of a better example than people who always did party plans, right? We've had Zoom, we've had social media that has impacted network marketing. Like prior to that, the only impact it ever had was 20 years ago or more, when the internet came around. I don't know when. Lost track. 30 years ago? When was that? Okay. When the internet came, okay? The biggest impact after that was social media. Okay, and a lot of people just didn't get on board with it. And they said, okay, we're just going to do face-to-face presentations. We're going to do meetings. That's the way a lot of my leaders were that way, okay? And then COVID hit. Now, you got a choice. You're either going to put an out of business sign on your Facebook profile page, announce to everyone it's over, or you're going to adapt and change. That's it. It's one or the other. And so that's the thing. So we have to look at that, especially now. Is this significant? Are you willing to adapt and change? So you're going to relaunch your business, but relaunch it how? Yes, that's right. You're going to have to adapt to new methods, learn how to use Zoom, learn how to use Facebook, how to use social media, LinkedIn if you want to. It's a different territory. But the thing is, you're going to adapt and change and become a different leader. And maybe you didn't use the phone that much. Maybe you didn't. There's a lot of things you didn't do before because you didn't have to do it. That's what I found with a lot of my leaders. They didn't have to do it, so they didn't do it. I kept saying, hey, this is really great tools. It will really improve your business if you do it. It's like, yeah. But I like doing what I've always done. And then, like I said, then this happened. So now they've adapted so many and changed. So that's the thing that you got to look at is, are you willing to do it and do those things? Now, here's the thing that what we have to understand, again, is it has to be based on three things. If you want to relaunch your business in your existing company and do it right, it has to be based on three things: your reasons, your commitment to those reasons, and three, you got to have a plan. So again, your reasons. Why do you want to relaunch your business? And if it's because, I want to make a success of it. I was doing it wrong and I'm ready to do it right. So now number two, your commitment to that. Are you willing to give it time? It's going to take time. It's going to take work. Are you up to that? Three, plan. What's going to be different about it this time? How are you going to be different? Because you're not going to do insanity, doing the same things over and over again and expecting what? Different results. And your upline says, give it more time, just keep doing it. These people are insane, okay? No, your plan. That's the third. Adapt, change, right? Those are key factors. Look for people that are doing well and ask them. And a lot of them will tell you what they're doing. So here's some things that you might think about when you're getting ready to relaunch your business, and is, why do you want to do this business? You need to go back to what was your motivating factor in the beginning, your dreams. Things that you wanted to accomplish in your life with it, or whatever it was that you wanted to do. Go back to that. Do you like doing this business, or do you have to do the business? Is it a hobby, or do you want to make it a profession? These are questions, again, you need to ask yourself. And then, are you determined not to quit? That is, you're going to push yourself. You're going to make yourself be accountable. And you can ask somebody, a friend, an upline, a spouse, to make you accountable, hold you accountable to working your schedule the way that you set it, the hours you were going to give it, the things that you were going to do, to follow what was number three? Your plan. Those things that you said you were going to do. Have somebody make you accountable for those things. Make you uncomfortable, I have an assistant that does that, by the way. Is she on? Maybe. I don't know if Alenia is on. And Alenia is my assistant. I have her sometimes. She makes me accountable all the time on things. Sometimes she makes me so mad, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm paying you to drive me crazy. And here's the other thing to think about. Since you're getting ready to do this, what are you willing to give this business that you didn't give it before? Something to think about. And if you didn't get results, again, ask yourself, why did I not get those results? If you found what works, then commit to what works and just do it. Just do it. Okay. So here's some steps that you can do. Again, keep in mind, you're not just relaunching yourself, you're relaunching a team. So you might want to get on a Zoom call with your team and have your sponsor. But again, have it laid out what the plans are going to be. What are the tools that you're going to use? What's the methodology of it all? Again, because of COVID, everything has changed. How you do your business has changed immensely. Look what it has done to traditional businesses. It's really not so much it is that, and then it's also politicians and governors and what they've done to their states. Oh my gosh, how they've closed businesses. You talk about disruption. It's massive disruption. But at the same time, then, How are you going to adapt and change? Because fortunately, you don't have a brick and mortar business. So that's awesome. And now you're in this position now where you can approach those people and show them how they can have an incredible business and they don't have to pay rent, pay employees, and go through all the headaches that they're going through right now. So talk to your leaders, get them on. And here's the other thing. With your committed leaders who are willing to relaunch the business, get them in a Facebook Messenger chat or a WhatsApp chat, whatever you prefer, and talk about every day what's going on. Everybody needs to share what's going on. You know, their prospecting, the good things that they're experiencing and all that. Get your leaders talking and sharing because, you know, that it's contagious. And then go back to your prospect list. Yes, go back to it. And go back to those same people that maybe when you prospected them, you didn't know what you were doing. You just botched the whole thing. Just call them back and say, you know what? I botched the whole thing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was, you know, just getting started. And I did such a bad job on, you know, doing a presentation. I'd like to be able to send you a link to a video and do it right. And then at least show you our system. Maybe add them to a Facebook group and you can see what's going on with the product. Can I do that? You know, if you're vulnerable and humble, I mean, that's really appealing to people. And they'll give you a second chance. So, you know, make that list. Get back to those people. You know, and here's the other thing. In your group, attitude is everything. So if you got toxic people that are poisoning the well that everybody's drinking out of, you know, in your group, you know, your message group or your Facebook group, kick them out of the group in a nice way. Just say, look, I'm taking you out of the group right now because really you're spreading negativity and I really want to bring you back. But, you know, we just can't have this going on. And these are some areas I want you to work on. And when you get it mastered, you know, I definitely look forward to having you back in the group. In a nice way, you can kick them out, okay? And here's the other thing. Commit to personal growth. Again, you cannot put out what you don't have. Just understand you got to take care of you. Take a little time every day. Get a dose of Tony Robbins. I highly encourage that. And then make sure that you do some meditation before you begin your day. What are the most important things that you need to do? Who's in your team that you can reach out to? Who needs help? Get to know the new people that are joining. Again, you're going to relaunch yourself. Celebrate it. Celebrate it because it's a new you, it's a new way, and it's new methods that you're going to be using. And then here's the other thing too, is have goals. Have goals. I mean, some people say, well, I don't want to have goals. I just want to help my people. No. If you do that, you're catering to weakness, not strength. Because that's setting a bad example. If you don't have goals, why would your people have goals? It's very important. But it needs to be reachable goal. That's one thing I want you to understand is that when you do the relaunch, I want the leaders to have achievable, measurable goals. It's a lot like American football, right? I mean, when you don't see the quarterback the minute they get the ball, right? It's their first throw, right? You don't see somebody going clear down to the other end of the field, catching the ball, and it's a touchdown. It happens. I've seen it happen a few times in my lifetime, but it's rare. How do they get it? 10 yards, 20 yards, then finally a first down, 10 yards, 20 yards, eventually a second down. It's progressive, isn't it? I want you to do that with your team. Show them how to prospect. Show them how to follow up. Show them how to invite that person to become a customer or a business partner. Show them and then celebrate it in a big way when they achieve any of those things. Again, companies recognize results. Leaders recognize what? Activity, effort that a person gives. Most important. And that if you create a culture like that, then, and become fanatics about it, people are going to just run to you because you make them feel good. You make them feel that it really is possible. And then here's the other thing too, another step, and that is if your upline doesn't agree with your new methods, if they want you to go back to the old ways when you were starving to death, and now you've committed to the new ways, but they're going to make trouble, what do? Block them in Facebook. If you have to block them, block your phone number, whatever you got to do, block them. Because guess what? They don't pay your bills. They don't pay your mortgage. They don't pay your cars. They don't pay your children's education. That's right. They got it all backwards. They should be serving you. You should not be serving them. So just block them. Block them to oblivion. Okay? They don't have them in your, if they're in your Facebook group, kick them out if they're going to create problems. Again, they're not your boss. We didn't get in this to have a boss, right? So that's the thing. So relaunching a team is a lot of fun. You can do it. But look into all these areas, apply all of this. You're going to get value from it if you do. And if you got value from this, you want to share it, share it. And again, if you haven't got my book, Reaching the Peak, it's on Amazon in English and in Spanish. I appreciate all of you guys joining me tonight. And I'll put out some value tomorrow. And Friday's going to be Q&A day. Look forward to seeing you. Thanks again for joining me. Talk to you soon.